Alright, so thought I'd show a quick video on what it took to put this alternator on. Waiting for my water pump. Hopefully it's coming in today. I can go pick that up and put that on. Finish the update on that, but in the meantime, I'll show you what it took to put this alternator on here, which is typically a pretty easy deal, but this one was a little bit harder. So we'll go through that and show you how to use a lathe. Alternator is on. I'm going to go back and show you what I had to do to get it on there. So stay tuned. Alright, so swapping out alternators on the Tatum, usually no big deal. Only big deal was we have an aftermarket pulley system on here. And in the center of this was a plug. And that plug was absolutely frozen in there. I could not get it out. I was chiseling on it. It didn't have enough of an edge to really grab onto it and pull it out. Not that great of a design. So I ended up drilling a hole in the middle, tapping it to accommodate a 1/4 inch bolt. Thusly, put that in there, cranked it down, and act as a press. And that went down into the alternator, press the cap off. But as you can see, pretty much destroyed the cap. So what do? Kind of a one-off deal. I don't even know who makes this. So we could leave it like that, which is not horrible. Looks alright. But if you have a lathe, you can just make a new one. We got a little chunk of aluminum chucked up in there. All I got to do is just spin her up, make a new one, make it a little bit looser, and maybe I'll make a shoulder on this one so I could actually get behind it and get a little bite and pull it off. I'm going to show you how to do that real quick. Should be pretty simple. Alright, see how you got that little bolt in there? I think I want to make it deep enough to where it slides in a little bit further, so I need to hollow out the center. I'm going to make it a little bit looser so just the O-ring is holding it. I think that'll be good. So I need to hollow out the center of this first. So we're going to get a centering bit. This little drill bit right here, special built, that does not allow the, what am I doing? Got a chuck key around here somewhere. Oh, you know what? It dropped down here the other day when I was cleaning. So this bit will not deflect. So you see, I got a little nub on there that I need to get rid of. Unscrew this, crank this in, make sure nothing's hitting. Lock her down. Well, that drill's nice and straight, it doesn't deflect. Gets rid of that nub. And that gives me a nice little pilot. Back up there. It doesn't really matter what size drill bit I grab. Something that's hopefully got a cut. Making chunks. Oh, yeah. Switch these bits around. This one goes in this way. Crank it in, crank it in. That's a little aggressive. Alright, then we're just gonna bore out a hole. Ah, got me. Spray a little WD in there because the aluminum likes to gall up. Careful when I get down to the end of that. Alright, so let's see how big of a hole we need. These fancy little calipers here. Okay, so that'll be plenty. And this doesn't need to be very accurate. I'm just boring out a hole. Yeah, see, I'm almost there. We're going to bore it out to 1 inch, 100 thousandths. And I'm at almost 1 inch. I've got basically 100 thousandths to go. You go down here to this little dial right here, and these are in thousandths, so that's about 4 thousandths. 4 thousandths on one side is 8 thousandths all the way over. So I'm just going to go to 50, a nice round number. And check it again. And see, it's not final cut yet, so it's still really rough, but so 1 inch 40. So I have to go 60 thousandths more. So if I go 10, that's actually 20. Another 10 is 40. Feed. So now it's coming out, taking off another 20 thousandths total. Off. See, that's a lot smoother. Actually, we do it this way, we can see where we're at. Alright, so you can see I'm at 1 inch and almost, I'm 2 thousandths under 1 inch 100 thousandths, so I'm fine with that. 2 thousandths is no big deal because this is not a, that's not an accurate measurement anyway, it just has to fit over that nut. Alright, so now what we need to do is kind of figure out how big the overall size is. See, I want to put a little step on there. So the overall size of the hole, 1 inch, 532 thousandths. So if I want a little edge on there, I can go 1 inch, 700 thousandths. Okay, so that's obviously smaller than this. We got 1/880. So I have 180 thousandths that I need to take off the outside of this. So switch blades back over. And crank this out. I'm actually going to crank the speed up a little bit on this. Oh, got one too many. There's a little chart over here that tells you what the speed is. So B right here in the middle, and 2 was 430. So if I go B, oh, actually I need to go C. Yeah, I do both of them, C and 3, so that's 725. So it picks up the speed and cuts a little bit better. We're just taking off material right now, hogging it down. Taking roughly 40 thousandths off at a time. And 20. Don't stand in front of that. Taking off here. So 1 inch 750. So we're actually pretty close. I only have 50 thousandths more to go, which is about a 25 thousandths deep cut. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go, that's 20 right there. Always double it. 5 thousandths. We'll see what we're at here now. Okay, so 1 inch 708. So I'm fine with that. 8 thousandths over. So that's the overall size of the outside where the lip's going to be. So all I got to do is just start shaping all this stuff, put my little groove in there. So I'll show you how all that goes. I'm not going to film it all because it could be a little boring, but we'll see it taking shape. Okay, so what I did was measure the center of this. So it's basically, I'm kind of making it a little bit smaller, but it's right around 1 inch, 535 thousandths. And then I made this 1.5 inches, so 1 inch, 500 thousandths, or just a couple thou over. So this is going to be pretty loose. What I need to do is cut a little groove in here for an O-ring, and then the O-ring is going to make it tighten up, but it won't be too tight to where we can't get it out. So that's the next step. You got to find an O-ring and get some measurements and see what size. I don't know if I can use this one. It's pretty beat up. So I'll find another one. All right, groove is cut now. She's looking pretty good. Now I'm going to cut this piece off, flip it around, and then I could shape the front. See, this is got a little dome on it, so just put a little bit of shape into it. But that front of it is on this side, so I got to cut it off first. And you do that with the same tool. You just keep going through, but it's a little time consuming and going to make some noise, so I'm going to skip that part and show you after I'm done. All right, so this is what we got so far. Little chunk of aluminum, and bloop, see how it fits in there. Fits nice and loose, but when I put the O-ring in there, it should snug it up. Now I have a little bit more meat out here to actually be able to grab it, pull it out. But now I'm going to kind of shape this a little bit. And we put this back in here. And get this guy. And get this. Alright, so we can turn that. So you can kind of turn this at the angle that you want. It doesn't need much of an angle, so we're gonna about like that. That doesn't need to be very tight. Alright, this. Turn that to about there. Crank her up a little bit. And now we're actually going to spin this backwards. So we can spin it forward. That's for cutting on this side. You spin it backwards. We're cutting on the back side. Okay, now if I turn this lever, this is the one that's actually going to make my angle. See how it stops cutting? Go in a little bit. Go in a little bit. Just like that. A little bit more. Off. There we go. Just like that. See there? Now we got a finished piece. So now I just powder coat it black. It's a special blend of John Black powder coat. You could technically leave it silver, doesn't look that bad. Now we got a little bit of meat, so if I need to stick a screwdriver behind there, I could pry this out. I'd show you with the O-ring, but I don't know if I want to stick it in there and kind of give it a chance of nicking it when I take it back out, but the O-ring fits on there nice. Yeah, so it's going to fit. It's still going to be a little snug. It's definitely going to keep it in there. But that's going to work. So all I have to do now is powder coat it, and I'm done. All right, here's my powder coating station. Just got an old snap-on cart, welded a couple little rods on there, made a little rack. Got all kinds of different hooks for hooking up parts. Super easy. This is a Eastwood powder coater. Bought it for 100 and something bucks. Pretty inexpensive. So this is the satin black, which is pretty much what's on everything over there. And the way this works is you charge it up with this button. Oh, look at there. So you got a charge on here and a charge coming out of here. So when you hit the button, that's when it causes the charge. So basically it's like static electricity. When I pull the button, pull the button. When I pull the lever here, there's going to be powder coming up out of here, shooting out of the gun, and as it comes out, this little wire here charges it and basically allows it to cling onto that part. So that's it. That's simple. Done. And then we go cook it. so here's my oven. Normal little oven. Keep the little racks like that. Stick it in. Turn on for 400. And then set my timer for 20 minutes. And I'm done. 20-minute timer has gone off. Bada bing, bada boom. There's our finished product. And I made a special little hook. Pull it out. Push it in. Pull it out. When you have a full fab shop, this is the kind of stuff you can do. Use my lathe on that. So yeah, it's all finished. It's only 400 degrees, so you may want to wear a glove. Push that back in. Turn that off and see what we got. Yeah, you see it's hot, steaming. Pretty cool, huh? Don't judge me on my weeds. Been busy in the shop, ain't got time for no weeds. So, absolutely get a kick out of being able to start from scratch with just a piece of metal. Weld it, cut it, shape it, drill it, do whatever you have to do to make it work. Throw it in the oven. Got a powder coated piece and it's done and ready to be bolted on. Pretty fun. So go out and buy yourself $100,000 worth of tools and you can make a little aluminum plug too. Let that cool down and then stick it in. Okay, plug is done. Popped it in. It was a little snug, but it fit nicely. Guess I can get my hand out of the way so you can kind of see it. So it's got a little bit of lip now. I got some meat on there in case I need to pop it off. So that's done. Project of the day. Unfortunately, the water pump was still not here. It's supposed to be here today. And did not arrive again. Supposed to be going to the dunes this weekend. Car to do when the car's sitting up here all tore apart. Kind of bummed. But if it gets here tomorrow, which is Wednesday, we can still get it on, get the car loaded, and go to the dunes by the weekend. So that's where we're at. Did a little video on cleaning up my shop the other day. I had stuff all over this table, as you mean you couldn't even see it. It was just one day of working and look at all the crap I already got out on it. But it's not that bad. Stop, clean up, move on. Instead of moving on without the cleaning up part. We'll get her going. Alright, what you think of that? Simple swap of an alternator took, what, an hour? Just crazy little things that you run into. Just super blessed that I had all the equipment here to be able to do this stuff and get her done. So thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, I'm trying to build my channel up, so I would really appreciate a subscribe, like, hit that bell for new videos. I'm going to be doing quite a bit more videos like this, and just trying to build this channel up. I'm having a lot of fun with it now, and I'm going to spend some more time. So if this is something that you enjoy, by all means let me know. Comment below. I'll try and answer as many comments as I can. So thank you very much for watching. Have a great day.